Listen, she's a beautiful young lady. And there's a lot of beautiful young ladies in the WNBA. But when you do that, you can't come down the line and complain about being objectified later on. It's not going to work with people. Whether it's right or wrong, it's not going to work. And when you do stuff like that and you're drawing attention to yourself.
She stunned the world, posted the photo, and went dark. Now, Stephen A. Smith is stepping in, publicly calling out Angel Reese in a way no one anticipated coming. From inflammatory posts to comparisons with Caitlin Clark, this current controversy might well change her career. Is Reese spiraling or simply misunderstood?
The backlash. Clearly, it's something that a lot of people can't take. So if it's something that you can't take, maybe you shouldn't expose yourself to the backlash and provoke.
Angel Reese was once the unapologetic star of LSU, garnering the nickname Bayou Barbie and helping her team to a national title in 2023. Her taunt to Caitlin Clark, iconic. But fast forward to 2025, and that crown is slipping. A New Year's Eve post in a provocative dress caused her fan base to turn, critics to pounce, and now media titans like Stephen A. Smith are stepping in, suggesting she crossed a hazardous line.
When the comparison is going to be drawn to Caitlin Clark, who isn't doing such things, that might not be fair. I'm not saying it is. And you certainly have the right to dress how you want and to do what you want and to live your life. But people have a right to have their opinions about what you put on display. And if they don't like it and they believe that it's not the right thing for you to be doing when you talk about building your brand, I don't know how you can argue.
On ESPN's First Take, Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back. You can't capture attention with that image and then cry foul when it backfires. He said in his comparison, nasty but planned. Look at Caitlin Clark creating her brand with her game. Angel Reese is developing hers with distractions. In only 5 minutes, Smith tore down months of image building with one stunning takedown.
Yeah. Daddy had better damn well not see an outfit like that on social media. Now, I ain't judging Angel Reese. Live your life. I'm talking about my daughters.
Right.
I promise you. I better not see that. They could be in college in L.A., in Boston, or anywhere in between. Daddy will drop the mic, hop in the car, on the plane, or wherever. That ain't gonna happen. You said, I'm not having it.
Eyes and Clark will constantly be linked, but not equally. Clark's concentration is on the court, shattering records, staying modest, and keeping clean headlines. She's become the face of controversy. Stephen A. made it clear invited that comparison the moment she waved her hand in Clark's face in 2023. Now Clark's leading the league. Is battling off criticism.
Deleted her Instagram, and that's the most important part about all of this, because clearly she's uncomfortable with some of the backlash that she's getting because she deleted her Instagram.
But here's the twist. Is being judged harder because she doesn't play by the traditional rules? Some say yes, that her boldness, her fashion, and her personality challenge what the sports world expects from women, especially black women. But Stephen A. pushed back. He answered, "You know what social media is. You've exploited it. You can't play victim now."
Listen, I am not trying to say that she should be criticized or she is wrong. What I'm saying is, by pulling it down, clearly you felt there was some.
WNBA insiders are already whispering teams are watching closely. Stephen A. said it best. You draw this type of attention, it can become a problem. Does this influence her next contract, endorsements, the league's image? You better believe it. Reese's off-court choices may now define her more than her rebounding record ever would.
22. Yes, you are young. And there's a lot of things that we didn't want people to know about when we were her age. Fair enough, especially me, okay? Because I'm 30 plus years removed from that age. I got that part. There was no social media then or whatever. But here's my point to you. She knows there's social media. She is not dumb. She's quite a brilliant young lady. She's very smart, very accomplished. And on top of it all, she is in this age where she does know social media exists. And she has exploited it to her advantage. And so when you get into consideration, that means you're mindful of the imagery and the perception that you're assisting in creating about your.
There's still time for Ree to change her story, but that window is closing. Every day, Caitlin Clark climbs while Reese trends for the wrong reasons. Smith's admonition wasn't hatred. It was a wake-up call, a warning that talent can't exist without discipline, and controversy without control, that's a career killer.
What I have a problem with, Tori, Angel Reese, in doing the things that she has done, let's face reality. She's going to be attached to Caitlin Clark to some degree. If Angel Reese had never waved her hand in her face when LSU was beating Iowa for in the Final Four of the national championship, if that hadn't happened, Angel Reese's name might.
So now the spotlight moves again to you. Is Stephen A. right? Is Angel Reese losing the very heritage she worked so hard to build? Or is this just another example of double standards in women's sports? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and switch on notifications, because in this league, the true drama doesn't stop at the buzzer.
What's not debatable is the fact that Caitlin Clark has handled her branding extremely well. Whereas with Angel Reese, sometimes you find yourself scratching your head and wondering what the hell she's doing. Like that photo right.
She astonished the internet with a jaw-dropping photograph, remained silent on Instagram, and then Stephen A. Smith publicly challenged her, stating she can't have it both ways. Is Angel Reese spiraling, or is she being judged unfairly? This is the moment that might change everything.
To be cognizant that no matter how you step out of your house, you are now Angel Reese. And you will always be picked apart, unfortunately. It comes with the crown. You're a queen. You're beautiful, So you just have to remember that if you aren't ready for the scrutiny, if you're not ready for the heat, then, you just got to be mindful that what comes with it. You have to be mindful with what comes.
Angel Reese broke into the scene at LSU Bayou Barbie. Fiery personality, famous taunt to Caitlin Clark in 2023 NCAA Final. Pro debut saw double-double star power until the New Year's Eve photo triggered a backlash that had all eyes on her.
Been a right or wrong decision depending on what she feels or what other people feel. I'm just saying that what's inescapable is that even though she's not Caitlin Clark, she's going to be reminded she's not Caitlin Clark with every good thing that Caitlin Clark does, because that was her number one nemesis.
On ESPN, Stephen A. didn't hold back. You can't fish for attention, then act aggrieved, he said. And he brought Caitlin Clark into the mix. That's not how championships establish brands. Look at Clark. This split-screen scene has the entire league paying attention.
Doing various interviews and what have you, talking about threat, talking about insults, crying about how people were coming at her with such venom and hostility, particularly in her last year at LSU, before she ultimately graduated to the pros. She brought up all of these things, which means she was aware of it. And if you're aware of it, you have to understand that that's going to be part of the judgment that comes against you, fair or unfair. That's what I'm saying.
Adam Silver thinks it fine officiating, while Reese's defenders wonder, is this just standard double standards on black female athletes? She's been active about representation and owned her identity, but Stephen A. counters. You knew this would come at this stage.
The reason I bring up Caitlin Clark is because they're attached at the hip with one another, which means they're ultimately going to be compared, Tori. And when you look at Caitlin Clark is balling. She's a rookie of the year. She was one of the finalists for league MVP honors as a rookie, breaking all types of records. She should have been on Team USA. She didn't choose to play in an unrivaled league. Her brand building has been incredible.
Here's why Rhea and Clark are perpetually intertwined. Clark, Rookie of the Year, MVP finalist, record breaker, and she's doing it quietly, building an empire. Meanwhile, Reese's drama overshadows her double-doubles. Stephen A. expressed it plainly. Clark's making moves. Reese is playing the headlines.
We have to remember one thing. She's not Caitlin Clark. And we can't ask her to be anyone else besides herself. And especially not not going to do that. We want you to be you. We love seeing the great parts of your journey. But we also have to remember she's 22 years.
Reese is valued roughly $1.8 million in endorsements. Reebok beats Amazon. But brands don't love chaos. Could courtside controversies cost her deals? Teams may think twice when her current contract's up. Like Kyrie, her off-court antics might eclipse her stats.
Understand that everybody's got their own taste, their own flavor, and certainly their rights. But there are other people that's going to exercise their rights to be ultra critical about it. And then I'm not even talking about the outfit that Angel Reese has worn. I'm talking about the overall pressure of having to be compared as a brand to somebody who's conducting their branding with near perfection. That's what I'm saying. She's going to have to deal with that, Tori, whether she likes it.
Angel's yet just 22, still learning, still surrounded by coaches and advisors. But public people today are scrutinized like never before. One wrong post might shift your legacy. This isn't just her. It's a lesson about guiding, accountability, and knowing what to broadcast.
Bosses are always watching. Whether directly or indirectly, there's always eyes on you. Okay? And so you could be in a nice dress. You could be on a red carpet. You could be on the beach on vacation or whatever. What you post is what they're paying attention to because they're trying to measure what your intentions are.
Stephen A. issued a wake-up call. Now it's on Ree. Double down on her game or double down on drama. The league, fans, sponsors, they all want a winner with integrity. And be clear, Caitlin Clark's shining without the drama. The stage is set. The clock is ticking.
Because they don't see her as someone that's marketable. Because
neither do I.
You know, and that's the pain that I had for her in this. But I want her to know, if she's listening, we're excited to still see you. Bring back that beautiful Instagram page and just...
So we offer the question, is Stephen A. right? Should Ree pivot back to basketball or embrace the spotlight she loves? Or is this whole uproar indication of bigger faults in women's sports coverage? It's her move, yet the narrative is already being written.
Kids right now are also not able to see 40 years from now. You know, you post that photo, you're not thinking, what's this going to do to me 40 years from now? You know, think about that. You know, when you post this, what's going to happen to my sponsorship? And my last thing is, if you're a young member of society today, and you have social media, and you are big time, just remember that you need to have advisors around you. Paid advisors, as well as people who knew you before your fame.
That's great advice.